Well, I'm excited to have the man himself with these power bands. And so tell me a little bit about why you get excited about these bands and how they're important for people.
Well, they're called BFR bands, blood flow restriction bands. And what they do is they allow people to access vigorous exercise, right? All of us know the importance of exercise. The challenge is it's an hour or it's 45 minutes in a vigorous CrossFit class. We all know light exercise really doesn't change much. So the goal, right, that everybody wants is to build muscle, burn fat, get their body healthier, but that's difficult. Well, this Japanese doctor figured out kind of a hack or a way to access vigorous exercise with light exercise. It's called blood flow restriction training. Now, the word sounds a little, technical, but simply all it does is it just takes this blood flow and slows it down. Why is that important? Well, if you slow down the blood flow, you're going to slow down the oxygen to the muscles. You remember all the altitude trainers, they put an altitude mask here. Why do they do that? Reduce oxygen. We put it on your arms and legs, it's just going to slow oxygen down. So imagine you go for a walk, but it feels like you're running. Imagine you're going to lift light dumbbells or even water bottles. Feels like you're curling like 10, 15-pound dumbbells. So it allows you to do light exercise, but access vigorous exercise without all the downside. You don't need the time. You don't need the weight, you don't need the pain, you don't need the soreness. And man, does it turn on results because it turns on growth hormone.
And one of the issues a lot of people are dealing with, I mean, as we're getting older, we got sore joints. And so there are a lot of limitations in regards to how we're able to exercise. And to me, it seems like this is such an advantage where we're not putting stress on joints, we're not putting stress on ligaments, but we're then allowing the with light exercise, be able to achieve the same results, but even better.
Yeah. Well, think about it. Everybody knows if you feel the burn when you exercise, right? Your muscles are going to grow, right? You're not going to walk around the track and feel the burn. You run the stadium stairs, you get the burn, right? You go in the gym and you just do a little class, you don't feel the burn. But if you get with a trainer and pound the weights, you feel the burn. Well, this is a shortcut to the burn, right?
And that burn, what impact does that have? What does the burn do? What's the benefit of the burn?
Well, the burn's lactic acid. That's a good thing, right? If you create lactic acid, you're going to elevate nitric oxide. Everybody's hearing about nitric oxide, right? Incredible for your cardiovascular system as well as blood flow throughout the entire body. But what you're really going to do is after exercise, you're going to stimulate growth hormone. Most people are going through their entire lives and not able to access growth hormone like they had when they were in their 20s. Right? Because they can't do the vigorous exercise. But imagine you're 40, 50, 60, and you could operate on growth hormone of a 20-year-old. That would change things. Well, you can. You just have to be able to create vigorous exercise. Now we got a shortcut. 5-10 minutes of doing something easy and fun, and you're turning on growth hormone. I'll tell you, the people just love the results. Pain, improved health, lose weight, feel younger, sleep better.
So with growth hormone, I mean, that's how we repair our body. And if we can't repair, then the body, obviously, we age much faster. And a body that's not repairing, then we're more prone for cardiovascular disease, diabetes, cancer, all the inflammatory conditions. So human growth hormone is key. But in regards to, here I have bands on my arms, or you can put bands on your legs, and you can do kind of easy kind of squats with, without any weight and feel it and really feel. And the same here, can lift very small weights. But how can doing this and then you lose weight here? I mean, how does that happen?
Right. Well, first of all, let's go back to feeling the burn. Right? I know there's a difference between light exercise and vigorous. So to review, we're going to create a vigorous exercise environment where you feel the burn. Okay. Now, what does that do? Your body pays attention to when you exercise, right? If you go out and run a lot, it says, hey, I'm going to make you faster. If you go out and exercise a lot, say, hey, I'm going to give you muscle, right? So what the body's going to do is after this vigorous exercise, it's going to give you a release of growth hormone, a 36-hour bump. So now, like you said, all these regenerative processes, healing, anti-inflammation, kick in for about 36 hours. You start doing that 4 or 5 days a week, and all of a sudden your growth hormone levels are no longer at your chronological age. You're up here. And like you've seen and you do here with a lot of your restorative medicine, then all of a sudden the body can start working better. And man, you start adding all these really cool treatments you got here, you're talking about 5x in results because the body's got elevated growth hormone.
And so with that kind of slimming down factor, I mean, obviously, you're doing light exercise, you're increasing the human growth hormone, and a lot of people don't recognize while you're sleeping is actually while you're losing weight.
Yeah.
So you have that elevation of the growth hormones, and for all the tissue repair requires a lot of caloric usage. So you burn a lot of calories. So you do the exercise of this during the day, and then you really lose the weight at night while you're sleeping with all that tissue repair. So and we also kind of have that kind of how many, when you do this kind of exercise, you always think about calories.
Yeah.
So how many calories can an individual lose, burn, while doing this kind of an exercise?
Well, while doing it, maybe 100, but the next 24 hours, Harvard calls it afterburns, like you said. If you get vigorous exercise session without overstressing the body, right? Not going into cortisol, your metabolic rate, your metabolism, your thyroid turns on. So you burn an extra 600 to 1,000 calories at rest. So imagine, you're only consuming 2,000 calories, but your caloric metabolic rate is maybe 1,900. You're not getting anywhere. Imagine if you keep consuming 2,000 or even 2,200, but you're burning 2,800 a day. You're in a deficit of 600. You're gonna, like you said,
gonna slim down.
Oh, you're gonna start burning visceral fat, all kinds of fat. But the key here is, right, calorie restriction diets, you lose muscle. You're not gonna lose the muscle. So you're gonna keep the vital muscle, maybe even build more. You're gonna start burning the fat. That's a hormonal change, right? You get that from growth hormone.
Yeah, and this obviously will turn on your pancreas, insulin resistance, if you're dealing with that, your thyroid, joints, so all these ailments will then be impacted by this.
Oh yeah, we know short bouts of vigorous exercise benefit the entire body. We already know that outside of this technology, right? Harvard tells us that, the U.S. Department of Labor, all the research. Vigorous exercise is essential, right? This is a cheat or a hack into it. Anybody can get it in 5-10 minutes. We did a little fun workout here last night, right, with some of your clients, and these aren't workout people, are they? No, but in 5 minutes, these people felt a fatigue in their muscles like they'd done a vigorous workout. Didn't hurt. They were all smiling. They all had energy afterward. None of them are sore today. So, I mean, you talk about a breakthrough in exercise. Yeah.
And they felt it and they wanted them.
Yeah.
I mean, meaning that when you had that physical experience, seeing what it did, I mean, I got them. I the people over there, they all got them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing. So who else is using this technology, and why are these different?
Okay.
Because there are other bands out there, right?
Yeah. Well, when we started, we brought the technology from Japan, where we found it. Started in the Olympic athletes. So this is already commonplace in the Olympic athletes. And now every NFL team's doing it. Some of our teams are the Los Angeles Lakers, Kansas City Chiefs, all the major universities have them. But now where we really specialize is going out into the general public, right? And the reason why we are so popular, and probably the most popular band, is because of the design, right? When you put a band on, you don't want it to act like a blood pressure cuff. You don't want to cut off blood flow. You don't want to feel that thump, 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 right? So you want to use a flexible band, right? And these bands have multiple air chambers in them. So when we put them on, it can't cut off blood flow, right? And we're the only ones that have studies. So people will say, man, those are easy to get on. Those are comfortable. I can wear those. They're waterproof. They last. So, that's some of the reasons why people buy our bands. And you can go on Amazon and buy them for $39, but I wouldn't advise that because they're not safe. They're not comfortable. They're modified tourniquets. But, if you want the best bands, the most popular bands that the pros and celebrities are using, and, Dr. Mercola's doing this, Mark Wahlberg, Dr. Oz, right? They've all figured out, hey, why would I work out longer, right? And harder and do more damage to my body when I can do it the easy way now?
Yeah, and you have so you have the celebrities, and I know, there's like the strongest man guy,
Oh, yeah.
he's using him.
Oh, yeah.
And you said a lot of the Olympic, sports teams, what sports teams?
Weightlifting, skiing, snowboard, volleyball, swimming, track and field. Yeah.
So for anyone, any kind of athletic, endeavor, like I play tennis, so if I put these bands on, while I do kind of vigorous, like hitting my forehand repetitively, then I am then going to strengthen those muscles that I'm using specifically for that movement even more.
Yeah. Yeah, we have golfers that swing in and pickleball players that go out and play pickleball just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't need to play the whole time. You just put it on for 5 minutes while you're doing tennis or pickleball or golf or any sport. And like you said, here's a way to increase strength in that specific movement. that normally you'd have to go in the gym and lift heavy weights, right? Now you can just do it right in your sport.
Yeah, and for people that are traveling, they can bring these on, just, bring kind of a light dumbbells, and they can do it in the motel, or, step out of the car and do that for 10 minutes, when you don't have time. You do so many things throughout the day. Yes, like you mentioned, what people have issues with, they don't have the time, they are dealing with pain, so that's kind of restricting them from what they're able to do. And then accessibility, to be able to get to all these gyms, so to be able to do this, you can do it in your own home. So,
and you mentioned dumbbells. We send them a free set of exercise tubing.
Yeah.
And a backpack. So you just put all this in a backpack, throw it on your shoulder, and it goes anywhere with you. Go to the beach, go travel, go work. So you got your whole gym right there in a bag.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, for anyone out there, I mean, if you're interested in losing weight, feeling younger, less inflammation, feeling stronger, and also stimulate the neurotrophic factors in the brain, less dementia, less Alzheimer's. So if this is something that's intriguing, these are great solutions. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.